And new at 4, when there's an emergency, it's important that first responders arrive as soon as possible.
That's right, but that can be a challenge in the more rural communities in Southern Oregon. I spoke to Rural Metro Fire in Grants Pass today, who says they've had trouble finding people's addresses, and they've even gotten their fire trucks stuck in the mud while responding to emergencies in rural areas. For example, you'll see on your screen in just a moment, Rural Metro Fire crews were responding to a car fire in Murphy on Sunday. There you can check that out. A fire truck got stuck in the resident's driveway after it caved in. Rural Metro Fire says these kinds of incidents can slow their response time. Instead of being able to get to a fire as soon as they can, crews will have to deal with pulling their truck out of the mud or taking extra time to locate the correct address if it isn't clearly marked.
We can't always just get there instantly when somebody calls 911 when you're in such a, broad area of rural wildland interface areas where it's just that these are just some of the challenges that we face.
You live in a rural area. Prince says there are a few ways you can help first responders in the case of an emergency. He says to make sure your address is clearly marked, and if you're able to pave or clean up your driveway to make it more accessible for large vehicles, like multiple fire trucks, for example, that can be helpful too. And the faster first responders can arrive to the scene of the emergency, the better. But if your home isn't easily accessible, that emergency response will be delayed. We'll hear more from Prince about how the weather can also make this issue even worse. That's coming up at 5.